Hello and greetings. You found the first of our many Zoom sessions for English 103, section 5005. I'm your instructor, Mr. Fowler, and today we're just going to take a quick look around our Desire to Learn webpage to help familiarize you with some of the key concepts and questions that you will be using throughout the semester. So let's go ahead and get into it, shall we? I'm going to pause the video. So you might lose the visual here, but you'll still hear me as we transition into the Zoom session. So let me just take care of that real quick. So again, you should hear me, but you should now see. Um, course syllabus. And it's important that you locate this is so this is our spring 2021 competition. A number of you are probably already familiar with Desire to Learn, since that is one of the most important tools that you're going to use. Some of you are comparatively new. I just wanted to go through and familiarize you with some of the most important aspects. The first thing I'm going to do is change this so that I have a student view. So now we have the course homepage where you should see a number of welcome messages. I'll let you sift through these on your own time because I want to be considerate of the time that you spend with this video. You can see here that in English 103, Composition 1, Course Section 5005, we will be exploring multiple genres of essay writing and grammatical cohesiveness. Specifically, we'll write a self-assessment essay or a narrative, an analysis or review, and an argument or a research paper. And we will summarize things via a grade justification letter at the end of the course that will give you, the student, a chance to reflect on the semester as a whole. You do have two required texts for this course: the St. Martin's Guide to Writing 11th edition and Ernest Cline's Ready Player One. And there are links to both the store resources here at Kishwaukee College and ways to procure those texts through Amazon. One quick note here about Ready Player One. I've had a couple of students ask, do I have to have a hard copy? Or could I use the Audible app to download an audiobook version of Ready Player One? Or perhaps you prefer to read on your Kindle or other reader device. That's totally fine with me. Whatever makes the most sense and is the most economic for you, it'll be fine. There's also some general information about MLA essay formatting that you might want to take a few minutes to familiarize yourself with. If it's been a while since you've written an MLA essay, or if this is the first time you're hearing the words MLA essay format, there are some basic step-by-step instructions to help you get things set up. Okay. So this, as you can see, is another way to move around Desire Learn. It's called the content browser. It includes links like the syllabus, various course readings, and various essay projects that you will need to access as the semester unfolds. There are also some additional MLA resources, some links to grammar concerns, and some links to internal Zoom meetings you might want to visit if you won't wish to work ahead. But the main way that you're going to navigate is through this toolbar right here. So the course homepage is always a way to see what's coming up and what's new and relevant. You can also find information on the announcements page. You'll see all the things that we saw earlier, including the welcome page, required texts, and other materials. The content tab, like the example below, also houses all of the key ideas related to what we will cover as the semester unfolds. You can see, of course, the link primarily to the syllabus here, course readings, the analysis essay, the self-assessment project, and others are all found here in the course content link. Using the table of contents, you can look at everything in one ready area for ease of use. Another important content component is the discussion list. So for week 1, you're going to have a discussion question that will be due. And you can find it here. As it says here, this week will begin our first adventure into distance learning. And as such, a brief description of the parameters involved for discussions will be necessary. Every week, I'll post a series of discussion questions. You'll format your answers as question as a paragraph, 3 sentences minimum. You'll post your responses in the thread that follows. If you do that, you get 5 points. Then throughout the week, you'll be responsible for responding to 2 different students' posts, your fellow students' posts in the class, to further the larger conversation. Now, these responses need to be a bit more elaborate than simply agreeing or noting an interesting idea. Refer to the example postings that you'll see when you are active in the course. Since there are 2 of these required for each week, that will break you in 4 total possible points. Finally, you get a choice of either extra free points, or if you find that I ask a question or pose a response to you throughout the week, please try to take a few moments to respond if I decide to spur the conversation forward. And here's our first discussion topic question. You're going to take about 25 minutes to respond to each question, remembering again to format your response as a paragraph of at least 3 sentences. What kind of reading and writing do you do on a daily basis? What kinds of reading and writing are you comfortable with? And how did you gain your reading and writing skills? So to answer this, I click on the blue hyperlink here for discussion 1. And now I can answer this response by starting a new thread. I'll create a subject line, something along the lines of discussion 1. Jane Doe. And then I have an entire area to write. Are the result of a long and thorough study beginning back in my elementary school years. And then you can continue from that. When you have felt When you feel that you have reached a sufficient response, then you can click the post item and you will be able to complete that. Now I'm going to cancel that because I don't want to gum up the works with a strange post that would make a lot of sense. Okay, email and chat you don't really have to worry about, so we're going to move on to assignments. Here you have a variety of assignments which will be assigned to you over the course of the semester. The first one, getting started, is just a sample Dropbox assignment. Here you can click on the completion status or the hypertext title, and you can see that the instructions are to upload a blank document or a document that simply says sample. The purpose of this Dropbox test is to just test the material out to make sure that you know how to upload a piece before you have to upload a final draft of a major essay. Okay. So no files to submit. This works pretty much just like any email attachment you've ever done. If you do want to include a message, you can do so, although it's not necessary. And you add a file. And we're going to select, I don't know, let's just say the syllabus. Spring 2021. Yours, of course, will probably say something like Dropbox assignment. Now, once this is done, you can click the blue add button and you should get a message that that has been successfully uploaded. Again, we're not going to upload that because that would be silly. Okay. Quizzes you won't have to worry about very much, but the class list is an important link because here, rather than email, you can find all of your fellow students' email located here. I've even got a student who's on line right now, late in the evening or early in the morning, depending on your perspective. And you, of course, have me. That's my name, Jonathan Fowler or Mr. Fowler. And you can connect with me vis-a-vis email here using, again, the class list function. Grades, of course, I can show you grades this time once and only as a class because, of course, there are no grades entered, but you can see that you have all of the grades here available to you using the grades link, and you can follow your own and individual progress. Last but not least, you have the Zoom link, and the Zoom link shows you again right here the various components that you can use to find and review any of our recorded meetings vis-a-vis Zoom. Virtual classroom and video assignments, I typically don't use, so you shouldn't have to worry about those. However, if such an occasion should arrive, I will, of course, let you know vis-a-vis the announcements page, which will always be hosted here on your course homepage. Okay, so that's a real basic look at some of the key things that you'll find on Desire Learn. So if you've never been on Desire Learn before, it's fairly straightforward. Oops, I got a little thing here. And I think it will help you to navigate some of these courses just so you know what the layout's like and how to find the things that are being referred to in the instructions. One other thing, though, I think that we should go over with is the syllabus itself. So let's share that together. Okay, and you can see me up here in the upper left-hand side or right-hand side, depending on your perspective of your screen. So, of course, some of the basics. Course prefix is 103, section 5005. There are multiple sections this semester, as there are each and every semester. So be cautious when completing your essays assignments to make sure that you indicate the proper section. There are 3 hours of lecture or discussion per week, which will be provided by these Zoom videos, and if necessary, live sessions where I answer questions. This is an asynchronous class, which means it's up to you to determine when and how frequently you visit the course in order to maximize your success. I'll try to be as available as possible this semester, but this is an online asynchronous class, which means we really don't meet, and the class is sort of tailored to the idea that you find the best time to approach this material that fits your schedule. Start date, of course, is today. Obviously, this Monday, we were in observation of Dr. King's birthday. So we're starting on Tuesday, which is a little odd. But we will wrap things up on the 21st of May, which seems like a long way from today, but trust me, it will go by just like that. The final exam date and time. The final exam for you all will be a letter sort of encapsulating what you learned about this semester, and that's due on May 13th by 11:59 p.m. You can, of course, turn it in earlier. I hope some of you do, but that's when the paper will be due. Of course, you already know that my name is Jonathan Fowler. My office phone is listed here, but the best way to get a hold of me this semester, because I'm working remotely, is through my Kish address, jfowler1, don't forget the 1, at kish.edu. Excuse me for a moment. So the prerequisite for this course should be placement through various tests that you have taken, or English 89 in preparation for this course. Now, Composition 1 is an introduction to college level writing. The course develops an awareness of the writing process, provides invention, organization, and revision strategies, and stresses a variety of uses for writing, emphasizing critical skills in reading, thinking, and writing. And students will receive an introduction to the research process in preparation for the next course, English 104 or Composition 2. Okay. On the second page here, you have some institutional student learning outcomes. If you would like to address those at some point in time, please feel free to reach out to me. Students actively pursuing the course must have attended at least one session, not before June 11th. We should make that, oops, I'll have to alter that a little bit. It should say January, not 11th, but January 25th to be considered an honest pursuit of the course. All right, say that real quick. Okay, grade reports are not mailed. Instead, you'll have to check my KC. They specifically look at the Kishwaukee College Self-Service Academics _grades link to see what your final grade will be. You have some percentages there constituting grades for assignments. And you have 3 specific areas. Obviously, the 3 essay assignments and the final exam letter, but also you will have a weekly threaded discussion post, which we already talked about, worth 15% of your overall grade. So don't let that slip. Now, to qualify toward a degree or certificate, an overall grade point average of 2.0 is required. And the elective coursework must be completed in order to receive an applicable degree or certificate. A C essentially or higher is needed to pass the course. Makeup policy. I, unlike some of my contemporaries, do allow for some late work, but it's on a sliding scale. In other words, an A paper, it's perfect in every way, but just happens to be late, will be a B. A B level paper will become a C, and so on. So try to make sure that you are turning your material in a prompt manner. Okay. Attendance is necessary for the course and will be based on your participation in your weekly threaded discussion posts, which again count for about 15% of your overall grade. Now, you need to also be aware of our policies and resources page, which can be found vis-a-vis this hyperlink and should take you directly to the college's policy and guidebook material. Last but not least, you have the tentative course schedule. Now, if you've never heard of that term before, tentative means it's pretty firm. Obviously, I might get sick. There might be a COVID relapse. There may be all sorts of things that right at this moment, as of this recording, I cannot predict. But that's what tentative means. It is likely going to be the exact schedule, but it is subject to change. I will announce any changes to the schedule, though, on Desired so that you'll be aware of them right away. Please also note that you should complete any additional reading assignments by the beginning of each week, and threaded discussions are due at the end of each week. And I'll let you check that out. Okay. So that's a basic look at Desire to Learn. And again, I welcome you to the class. I think that this text, Ready Player One, is going to be exciting. And I hope that you enjoy reading through it with me as we discuss some of the larger themes and ideas from this interesting work of fiction. Okay, that's it for the first session. Remember to submit that assignment. It's the only assignment you have this week. Just a sample drop box that says sample or something like that should fit the bill, and you get 20 easy points just to do that. So otherwise, secure a copy of Ready Player One, start reading or listening, whichever you prefer, and I'll check in with you later this week. All right. Take care, everyone.